Okay, we've moved ourselves into the audio room, and this is our audio mixer. Just wanted to give you a little digital overview of this mixer. I put it on a little slant here because we're having some glare issues. If that looks a little odd, that's why. This is the Yamaha O1V96 digital mixing console, if you'd like to look it up for you ambitious tutorial types who want to go out there and learn on your own. Feel free. Feels like audio is getting lower and lower. Could be the battery dying. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. I'll show you how to change the battery. Okay, so what's these things down here called? Oh, maybe because the master's not up to 0. There we go. How's that? These things down here, the sliding devices, we call those faders, and we have 16 of the gray faders, 1 of the red fader. The red fader, as you can see down here, well, no, it's not listed anymore, but this is your master fader. If you bring this all the way down, if you bring it all the way back up, you can't hear me because I turned it back up. All right. These are the individual channel faders, 1 through 16. There's actually 32 channels on this mixer, but you have to switch between 1 through 16, and the second layer up here opens up 17 through 32. All right, so if you can just kind of envision duplicating this amount of faders, that would give you the actual visual of how this all works out. But since it's a digital board, they could share 1 fader for 2 channels. Pretty cool. All right. So what are these individual faders linked to? 1 through 6 are linked up to the microphones that we have here. These are the mics. Give you a little overview of that too. So the one I'm using right now, which is on me, is it's got a little 1 label on there. You can see the battery looks okay. All right, I'm just going to leave this out here because it might be point of interest. All right, this one's labeled 3, same exact microphone. It has 3 labeled on there, and it needs to be set up with batteries and the microphone hooked up. Maybe we'll do that just in a bit. Okay, so 1 through 6 are the wireless mic system mics. Okay, the only one that's hooked up right now is 1. That's the one I'm using. All right, 7 through 12 we can route different things to that. Right now it's open. 13, 14. That is actually the CD player, which is located over here. The CD player, compact disc. For those of you new to the technology, most of you guys are familiar with CD. I'm just joking. But the one below it is a little bit more of current technology. It allows us to use flash drives to play back MP3, AIFF, other audio format files. I think most of the students are able to access a flash drive, put on their audio file, and play it back through this guy here. All right, I'm going to move that over a little and just open that viewpoint up a little bit, possibly. All right, I had to elevate this guy so I can get the full view overhead. That's why that's happening. Okay, going back down to the board. So anyway, 13, 14 CD players, 15, 16 USB drive. 15, 16 also gives us the ability to plug our cell phones in and play music from cell phone or an iPad or even from a computer. Either way, any way you like it, do it. All right, so we've talked about 1 through 16, 17 through 32. There's options here for you to hear the instant replay, which is like sound effect and other pre-recorded materials. We can hear the Mac is linked up to this, and we can also route different things to channels 17 through 32. Okay. Next, moving up on the board, we have the on-off switch. This is basically toggle on, toggle off. If the light, oops, I always did this. Switch back to the correct layer, layer 1. That's where our mic is. If I toggle the mic off, you're not going to be able, can't hear me anymore. But now that I turn it back on again, you will be able to hear me. So important to know that is a quick way to turn your mic on and off, or any other source for that matter, not just mics, but also music from CD or from the USB or anywhere else. The fader, but as I slowly bring it back up again to 0, which is our ideal sweet spot, you can hear me again. All right, on off. All right, solo gives us the ability to listen to one channel at a time through our monitor speakers that are up here. And that, this light's not really helping at all, is it? A little bit. That is something you might do if you're mixing a bunch of different inputs and you want to just listen to one at a time. You would just solo it, and then that would give you the ability to hear just that one channel through the speakers. Okay, so you can solo any channel. All right, next above that is the selection buttons. These are used in conjunction with things like the pan control and the equalizer functions. Okay, if you select it, that gives you the ability to do things like pan it, and yeah, like right now I'm panning channel 1. If I select channel 2, I'm panning it. You can see it on the board. So anyway, I don't really like to pan things. All right. Anyway, that is what the select button does. Above that, we talked a little bit about the layers 1 through 16, or 1 through 17, 1 through 16, 17 through 32. Master and remote. I don't know what happens when you do those. To be quite honest with you, I've never used master or remote. The home button here, this is great. I'm going to zoom in a touch to this section. So this home button gives you the ability to hit the right button, toggle through a variety of screens on the digital display. So this is the screen that I like the most. This is the screen that gives you a visual display of all the activity that's taking place on the board. All right, this is another option which gives you channel. I'm trying to see what it does. I don't know what it does. I'm not an expert in this, so this is areas that I do not claim any expertise. If you break it down, this shows you a digital representation of the VU meters, which are right here. It kind of copies that information right over here. All right. The next channel, this is giving you a breakdown of some of the routing. Again, beyond my knowledge of the machine, and that toggles us back to what I call the home screen. This is the screen that I want you to be on whenever you're operating this board. Just gives you a nice heads up. All right, the auxiliaries 1, 2, 3 through 8. There's some functionality that we use. We can use auxiliary 1 to send audio to the stage floor. Auxiliary 5 is used to incorporate some sound effects. All right. The display access information up here. Oh shoot! Hold on a second. I'm going to plug in my computer. It's dying. All right. I hate to have to start over again. That would be brutal for me. All right. Where were we? We're talking about the display access. There's different information up here. Again, slightly out of my element with all this information, but certainly a lot of great technology there that you can learn. Things like scene and different scenes that you can set up, kind of prioritize different things. These options over here give you some quick access to equalizing, which is altering the high value, the mid value, and the low value of your sound that's coming through your channel. That's again used in conjunction with the select button here. So if you select the button, that kind of opens it up, the equalizer, and you can change that. This button here that kind of allows you to toggle between different options on the digital display. This option gives you some changes as well. Again, a lot of this stuff we don't use very often. Pan, something you could use to send a signal to the left or the right channel. Again, not frequently used over here, not in most of TVR7, not really even in 107. Up here though, you got your gain. The gain is the first level of amplification of your signal. So a microphone may be coming at like negative 40 decibels, and it needs to be cranked up so that it's living there about negative 12. So that's why we use this gain control to increase. If I take the gain, right now it's gained up pretty high for my particular mic. I'm going to turn it up more and you'll see now it's cranking and it's actually hitting some of the red, which is over modulated completely. I'm going to bring it back down to this is about a normal range. Kind of living between the negative 12s and the negative 18s, right about this neighborhood, right? And if you bring it down too low, then you're going to be barely getting any sound, and that's not going to be suitable for your recording either. So it's imperative to adjust the gain control to just the right place, right? And then once you've done that, you've set your gain. You could also alter the levels by adjusting your fader. But we're going to talk about the 3 steps. I like the 3 steps to set up a key. This is the 3 steps to set up audio channel, okay? All right. Let's see, what else? There's some other, oh, this is a good one over here. You see this monitor out button? It's not a button. It's actually a knob. And this knob has, knobs on audio are not called knobs. You know what they're called? They're called potentiometers. This knob is referred to, and all the knobs for that matter, all the knobs that increase or decrease some value, they're known as potentiometers. Since it's long, it's like, what's the potential of this particular circuitry? You know, the low end is all the way down. The high, whoa, that was the monitor. The high end is all the way up. So I'm increasing the potential, and it's actually coming through the speakers, and it's creating a feedback situation. And if I was getting into it, I'd be like, wow, Jimi Hendrix, right. You know what I'm talking about, Jimi Hendrix. All right. So the monitor out is what's actually used to increase the volume so we can hear the sound out of the speakers here, okay? Hey, there I am. I didn't even notice I was there. Wow, picture and picture and picture and picture. Okay. Phones is for headphones. You got a headphone jack. You plug it in. It's up there. You can't really see it. But that is a headphone jack. And this is also where that channel 15 and 16. So if you want to toggle between the USB drive and the iPhone jack, you would hit the 15 and 16. Okay, 15 and 16 allows you to switch between the two. Okie dokie poke. Again, here's more gain controls. So the way we kind of normalize the board is we usually we want to keep all the gains down all the way to 0 at the end of the day. We'll keep all our faders all the way down. I don't think it's necessary to turn off all the channels, but okay. Well, that, pretty much darn tootin' does the overview. So next thing I want to do is talk to you about how do you set up a microphone, and I think I'll do that in part 2 of this series on audio. Okay, how to set up a microphone, coming up.